Welcome back, folks. It is 5:08 on this fantastic Friday evening. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's jump right into the forecast right now as we take a look outside at America's Mattress Live Tower Cam. We've got these beautiful blue skies, and they're going to continue with us throughout the weekend. We're also going to notice that, well, we're expecting warm temperatures to continue with us as we jump into Saturday and Sunday in those mid-60s in Grand Junction and low 60s as we look towards Montrose and those areas further south. Well, those sunny skies are here to stay, but as we look into Sunday and into Monday, that early work week, higher elevation areas specifically to the north of us do have a chance for some possible showers and even some possible snow to roll on through. We'll notice as we look a little bit more nationally, this is that high pressure ridge that's, well, continuing to amplify over the Great Basin as we look into, well, Saturday and Saturday afternoon. But Sunday is when this Pacific Northwest system is going to start making its way across, well, Idaho, Montana, and those northern areas of Wyoming to then trickle down just a little bit of some higher humidities, a little bit of some higher water content for us here on the western slope. We'll notice a closer look that a lot of that rain is actually going to be focused through Idaho in those Saturday PM hours, but this is that band of storms that we're going to start watch move across the Great Basin, and as that flow is going to turn a little bit more southerly, that's when it's going to end up for us here on the western slope. So that snow potential, very minimal in most of those areas as well, really less than an inch, if that, over those, of course, northern Rockies. And as we want to take a look more locally about snow, over Aspen right now we've got 6 inches on a lot of those mountaintops, but most of the region is actually covered with just about 4 inches of snow accumulation. So mountain travel plans, keep in mind Colorado's chain law has been active, well, since the beginning of September, and keep in mind just drive safe over those mountain passes, especially in those nighttime hours. And earlier today, feeling 64 in Grand Junction, 60 in Montrose for those afternoon highs. Looking further east, just a few degrees cooler in those low 60s, and even 55 as we look towards Aspen and Gunnison. Our almanac will show us that even on the high end of things, we were 6 degrees above that seasonal average, and on the low end, just, well, 34 instead of that typical 32. So we are continuing to stay warm even into tonight, above that sub-freezing range at 37 in Grand Junction, 35 as we look towards Montrose. The only areas that are sub-freezing are, well, along the I-70 corridor and through, well, Gunnison and Carbondale and even Aspen. Tomorrow we'll notice even a few degrees above what we were feeling this afternoon, 68 in Grand Junction, 63 as we look towards Montrose. And speaking of tomorrow, I have Gizmo hanging out with me this week for the dog walking forecast. We will notice that sunny skies are going to continue with us all the way through that 3 p.m. hour. And, well, not even just on Saturday, but into Sunday, those sunny skies will continue, except for those northern areas. That's when this flow, this upper level low, is going to actually move a little bit of that moisture, of course, through those northern mountains. And that's going to be late Sunday night. And speaking of, well, Sunday, daylight savings time ends just 2 days away. Turn those clocks back and, well, of course, change those fire alarm batteries. That extended forecast will show upper 60s for the long run. Well, just a couple of days, not necessarily the long run, because as we look into middle of next work week, we're dropping back down into those 50s as a low pressure system moves on in. And Montrose, of course, just a few degrees cooler, well, down in those low 60s and even 40s by next Thursday.